Hey everybody, it's Marty from Aspect LED. Today we're going to dive right in and talk about the RGBW Multi-Zone Remote Controller. We're going to talk about its features, how to use it, how to set it up. Let's dive right in. Let's dive right into the features of this remote. It needs 3 AAA batteries, and they just get loaded in the back of the remote like this. So go ahead and put new AAA batteries in your remote, and you can press the power button, and this red light will come on. As you can see in the background, we already have this paired to our device behind me. But I'm going to show you, first of all, how you would pair this to a receiver. Now, this is compatible with our Z-Series receiver, which I have right here. The Z-Series receiver is compatible with single color strip lights, RGBW strip lights, all of our multicolored strip lights. It's a great step in using multicolor in your project. Okay, I have removed the covers. There's nothing attached to this. I want you to see what this process is so that you can do this accurately. So when you want to pair this remote to the receiver, you need to follow this process. You need to have the power already connected to the receiver right here. Notice right here we have the learning switch, and we have this jumper right here. It's already set to master. We're going to go ahead and turn the power on the remote so that that red light's on right there. And then you're going to click the learn button. You're going to click the zone you want it in, and then you're going to press your finger around here, and that is going to pair whenever you're pairing to the remote. So again, that process was click, zone, color wheel. This red light needs to be on the entire time for that process. Now that we have that paired, let's go into what these buttons all do. So up here we have the color wheel. That's pretty straightforward. That controls the color of whatever you're attached. So if I wanted to go red, it'll go red, blue, green. Okay, now these 4 buttons right here are the zone buttons. These are to control different zones. So if I chose zone 1, I can control one zone. Now we programmed the top of our light device behind me to zone 1. You can also do other zones. So here's zone 2, zone 3, zone 4. Now here's a cool feature of this remote. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, that syncs all 4 zones together. Pretty handy. Now that we have that done, let's talk about these other features on here. So we have this little star that's small, this star that's big. For RGB lights, red, green, blue lights specifically, you can dim them by holding this button down, and you can brighten them by pressing this button. This will bring them back to full bright. Now you might be wondering, what's this W key for? This is specifically for RGBW strips. That's the strip that has 5 wires. On those types of strips, this controls that 4th channel, the W channel. If you click it, it'll turn off the W channel. Click it again, it'll turn it back on. If you press and hold it, that controls the brightness. Now let's move down here. This is the power button. This actually controls the power to all 4 zones regardless of which zone is on or off here. It just controls every receiver. That's how it works. Now, if you do not have an RGBW strip, you just have RGB, the function of this button right here is that you can control the RGB and make it look like white. So if I press that once, it's going to make everything look kind of a cool white, a warm white, a day white. It's a nice handy feature. Over here, we have the play pause button. This actually taps into different effects that this remote can control. So if you cycle through these, it's play, pause, play, pause. You can choose different effects that are built in here. There's 10 of them. So we'll go ahead and try some of these right here. This one's going to be a color changing one. If you press and hold this, you can actually speed up or speed down the effect. You can look at the description for all of the options for these built-in color modes. So finally, at the bottom of the remote, we have the S1, the S2, and the S3 buttons. These are for finding a particular color if you wanted to recall it. If you press and hold the button, it's going to cause the lights to blink. That is stored whatever color I have chosen in there, so that I could go anywhere on the color dial. Later on, click that S1 button, and it's going to recall that shade of blue that we had before. That's the same. These are just like favorite stations on a radio. Now that we've discussed the functions of all of these buttons, let's show what this remote can do. We have programmed the wall behind us to 4 different zones. So we're going to go ahead and turn the remote on to activate it. And we're going to change zone 1 by pressing the 1 button and turning the top zone to the color green. Now we're going to click the zone 2 button. We're going to change zone 2 here to a blue color. We're going to click zone 3. We're going to change this down here to kind of an orangish yellow level. And we'll click on zone 4. That's already pink, but I want it to be more of a purple. So now we have all 4 zones set to the colors we want. We can use this feature down here on the bottom. We're going to press and hold the S2 button. Oh, now that programmed just that zone into S2. But if we do this, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and press S2, the whole thing blinks. That has made it so that all 4 zones are programmed so that if I change the colors on these, because they're synced now, and press this, it's going to jump back to the colors that I chose. Thank you for watching and learning about all the functions and features of the RGBW Multi-Zone Remote. For more helpful videos, check out the channel, and remember, light up that subscribe button.